So I got a question, right? For all these countries that saying that they want to pay men to come to their countries and marry their women and get them babies, why don't you change your divorce laws? Why don't you change your fraternity laws, your child support laws? Why don't you change your laws to make child DNA testing mandatory? Why do you continue with the universal bull and expect that you're going to give us a little bit of money and trick us into falling into that trap? Obviously, men are not marrying women in their own country because they're looking at it like now it's a trap. But you want men to fly overseas and marry your woman for a couple of thousands of dollars. And in the end, when that woman leaves the man or have him for child support, it's going to cost him hundreds times, 10 times to 100 times that amount. You know, why would we do that? Why would we fall into that trap? I saw a video with Cam Newton, right? And Cam Newton was talking to this woman. I think she's a counselor, whatever she is, psychiatrist, always a female psychiatrist with a bull. And Cam Newton says a line that he have a lot of baby mamas, but he's not married to any of them because his fear of divorce is greater than his want to get married. And she come with the BS talking about, oh, you're creating broken families because the child didn't ask for that. The child did not ask to be in a broken family because daddy's not going to be home. Daddy's not going to be home. That's what she said. And all these families, regardless of what, daddy won't be in all of the family houses and he's creating broken families. They know who their father is and they can contact their father. And they can reach out to their father. And their father's going to be there on birthdays on the time that's needed. There's plenty of successful men that can't be there for every event. And they're married to the mother. And when the mother divorced that man, he ain't going to be in a home. Why are you looking at it like he's creating the broken families instead of the millions of women that divorce their husband because they need to feel free and explore their freedom and sensuality? Why is that not the problem? Why should we want to even challenge? Did a child ask to be in that? Did a child ask to be in a divorce home? I'm just trying to figure that out. Right? Because if anybody noticed Tyrese and what's going on with Tyrese, right? His ex-wife is getting $20,000 a month from divorce. From child support. And divorce has already happened. And then she said, okay, this man's moving on with his life. And he end up to get a better life. She's like, no, you know what? I need $40,000. And Tyrese asks a question. What do a 2-year-old need with $20,000? What does a 2-year-old need with $20,000? Right? And he said that he wasn't spending $20,000 a month when they were together on all of them. But now the 2-year-old alone needs $20,000. $20,000 for a 2-year-old. What need can that 2-year-old have? He wasn't spending $20,000 a month and all of them when they were together. But now she's divorced and wants child support. The child alone needs $20,000. And she said, that's not enough. She wants $40,000. $40,000. Young man who are planning to get married, and I was planning to get married, and I thought about getting married. I even think about getting married right now, right? You got to realize that women are on code, and the game is thick. My mother called me and said, oh, look, you're getting up in age, and you don't have any children, and you're not married, and this and that. And I'm like, yo, my mom will sell me out. My mom is thinking about herself. And my mom is part of the fraternity, the sorority, as we say, right? I remember, in Jamaica we call it a jacket. I remember I was with this girl, and she told me that I was the daddy. And I wasn't the daddy, right? It came out that I wasn't a daddy. My mom, years later, befriended a girl and tried to get me back with a girl, knowing that she did that to me. Saying that, oh, she's a good girl, and and the baby is so cute. They will sell you out. My own mother. It's thick. The game is thick. They will sell you out. There's no escaping it. If you want to know how the story ends, talk to a man who's divorced, or talk to a man who's been married a long time, right? A lot of these men are not violent. They haven't did anything crazy. They go home, they go to work, they live a boring life, and they gave their life and their money and everything to a woman. And they will tell you what the outcome of that is. Talk to a man who's divorced, and he will tell you the same thing that you think you're feeling. He been through it. You are marrying your best friend. He married his childhood sweetheart, his best friend. They laugh at the same thing. They watch all the same thing. Everything. And one day she decided she need, that trip to Jamaica. You know what's even funny about that story I just told you about my mom and that girl? The funny part is, even when the girl found out the baby wasn't mine, she actually tried to take me for child support. She tried it. She tried that. So they still was in the game. They don't care. They're cold. They don't care about you. You sitting there thinking that, you really love her, and she show you no sign. All these divorced men, when they were getting married to their girl, she wasn't showing no sign. These girls can pretend for a long time. Look how long Delilah pretend with Samson. They could pretend for years. You would never know somebody. And the truth sometimes reveal itself to you, but you're just so blinded that you ain't getting it. The game is thick. The truth, my gosh, these girls will sit in your face and tell you that they love you, but little by little, you can tell the truth by how she when she see a guy that she really likes. When she see that Chad, that Tyrone, her eyes never lie. She will check him out, and her will get much more wet than it ever got for you. And a lot of these times, these girls sitting there and tell you that they love you and play the game. They know how to play the game. That's the reason why they always try to emulate what they think you like. Oh, you like this? I will act like a cosplaying girl. I will be that for you, because I need that. In the Tyree situation, when the Cam Newton situation, when that psychiatrist telling them that he's creating a broken family, she never once thought to herself, as brilliant as she is, why don't those women create a family with a man who is a average earner? Why did they need it to create a family with a multimillionaire? Okay, you didn't want to have a broken family, and you notice this man have 4 baby mamas already. Why did you jump on the bandwagon? Because you thought that you was going to get a piece of the pie. Same with Nick Cannon, same with Future. All these millionaires can have multiple baby mamas, and none of these women consider that, okay, I don't want to be in that drama of having all the other baby mamas around. They don't mind sharing a rich man. They want to be with that rich man. And instead of having a healthy family with a man that makes $100,000 a year, say that, they will drop kick themselves to be with a high earner. You ever saw that movie from Tyler Perry called Temptation? She was with a pharmacist. Average earner. That man had a great house, a great life. He made good money. Say he makes 6 figures. But she had a chance to be with a guy that can put her in a private jet. And the man was good. And her husband was so good with her. Her husband treated her right. She loved it. He was everything. He made her laugh. He was there for emotionally. You know what I mean? But she had a chance to be with the private jet guy, and the private jet guy had other girls, and she let him move her to have sex with these other women and come out of her own nature. She was a Christian girl. She just broke wild. I was saying in Jamaica. She broke out. She would go for it because she, in her mind, saying even if she fall back from this rich man, she could just take half his stuff. If you realize that the world is trying to manipulate man into falling into this trap, that if you come to their country and marry their woman, you get to get this little bit of change, then why are the wealthiest men in the world giving up half their stuff? Why are the wealthiest man in the world, the wealthiest woman in the world is a divorcee? She owned half of Amazon. Dr. Dre's wife. And even if they got half right now and they find out 5 years later you quadruple your earning after that, they're going to come back and say, you know what, I want half of that. They're going to sit there and want more. And you can't survive after them. You know what I'm saying? They can have $500 million set for life. Have no reason to even want more, but they see that you have more, so they got to go get it, right? I heard that Tyrese's wife, besides getting that $20K a month, that's probably $250,000 a year. She all for the child support. She also earned $150,000 a year, right? So she make $400,000 a year. She earned $150 off the podcast. And the only reason why she had that podcast is because she now is Tyrese's ex-wife. So people are tuning in, and the podcast is gaining financial support. She's making $400K a year, and she still wants more. She want to add another $250,000 to that. She's like, She wants to make about 700 something a year. Why? What have you done? What do you earn? What? Because you cooked some macaronis? Like, you're not like you were a chef and I say you're supposed to be a chef and you cook for this man. You clean the house. You cook and clean the house. You cook and you clean the house and you take care of your own baby, regardless if he's there or not. Regardless if you ever met this man, you're going to tell me that the only reason why you clean your house is because the man is there? Because now you're married. So if if you never got married, you would never clean your house. That sounds like a dirty mentality. If you never got married, you never cook. So you're going to sit there and starve? Or you just have takeout every day? You just got it like that. But now you do, because now you're using the child support. I guess the 2-year-old need crab legs in the baby formula. Okay. What is 2-year-old wearing Gucci everywhere? Or is going to the most prestigious school for a 2-year-old? That is crazy. That is crazy. Before you get married, talk to a divorced man. They will break that down to you. There's not a man who got divorced who sit there, except for Wayne Brady, whatever, that sit there and just enjoy that process. You understand? Imagine you giving and working and earning and just devoting yourself to somebody, and they say, nah, you know what, I never really like you. Most of them never really like you in the first place. They never did. They never liked you. You're just able to take care of the problems in their life. So, guys, I'm going to end this video. It's getting kind of lengthy. I don't want to waffle on. But if you like what I'm saying and you feel like I need to put out more of these messages out here to help educate men out here, like this video, right? Just like it. It takes about 10 seconds. Matter of fact, it takes about 1 second. Like, because it helped me. Please, I really appreciate you. Thank you for your help. Have a good one.